Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today DICE released some more information about their upcoming DLC Aftermath for Battlefield 3. They even gave premium users a nice little video that they can gawk over. If you would like to go check out the video itself if you are a premium user, or if you would just like to go check out this information, I will leave a link down below to everything so you can go see that for yourself. But for today's video, I basically wanted to talk about this information and give you guys kind of my input on it. So before today, DICE had already given us a little bit of information about the crossbow. We already knew about the 4 different ammo types, which is the standard bolt, the high explosive, the scanned, and the balanced bolt. But now we know that the crossbow, right when you unlock it, is going to come with the standard bolt, which is good for medium to close range engagements. But the last 3 you have to unlock with achievements. They haven't really gone into detail what those achievements are going to entail, but I have a feeling they might be class specific, considering that the high explosives is going to be a C4 at the end of it, so maybe it's going to be, you're going to have to unlock it with the engineer or the support class, and then the balance bolt or the scan bolt might have to deal with the recon. I don't know if that's for sure by any means, but it would kind of make sense if they went down that line, but we'll just have to wait and see. So like I said, the standard bolt is going to do really well at medium to close range engagements, but DICE really hasn't gone into much detail as to how well it's going to perform in those circumstances. From the premium video, it did look like the standard bolt is a one-shot, one kill to the head, which makes perfect sense, but there were some times when the soldier using the crossbow got a one-shot, one kill when he hit someone in the chest. So I don't know if the target that he took out had some damage done to him before, but if not, then it looks like this might be a fairly effective one-shot killing machine in those circumstances. We'll have to wait until DICE can actually confirm it, but I think that's probably going to be how this standard bolt is going to perform. So the next one is the high explosives bolt, and I know a fair amount of people out there were speculating that this was basically just going to be a glorified grenade launcher, but that's clearly not the case. From the information that has been released, we now know that a mini C4 is basically going to be attached to the end of the arrow, and it's going to pack a punch. In the premium video, we saw a soldier using this ammo type, and they were going after a enemy little bird, and once they were able to actually line up the shot, it disabled the little bird in the first shot, and I think the second shot it took it out outright. And so if we can use some deduction, we do know that RPGs can take out a little bird in one shot, and so potentially the high explosive bolt is going to do about half the damage of an RPG. And if that is the case, maybe it'll even be effective against the main battle tanks and take out highly armored enemy vehicles. And if that is the case, then the Recon class and also the Assault class is truly going to now have a ability or a tool at their disposal to take out enemy or highly armored enemy vehicles. So there's also a little information released about the scanned bolts, and this is one I'm kind of worried about, considering while it doesn't look like it's going to be able to do any damage by any means, but it looks like it's going to be basically as effective as the motion balls in Battlefield Bad Company 2, and in my opinion those were one of the most useful gadgets in those games. And to have that at your disposal for any class in Battlefield 3 kind of seems like it's going a little bit too far, but the information that we now have about it is that it's going to give you a nice little 10-meter radius from the position where you shoot it. So it's basically exactly like the motion balls in Battlefield Bad Company 2. I'm hoping DICE is able to balance this correctly and it's not overpowered and we don't just see people running around as the assaults with the best weapons in the game and just blowing everyone out of the water because they know exactly where everyone is and they have the best weapons in the game. So hopefully they can balance it, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And the final one is the balance bolt, and there really hasn't been too much more information released about this one. Basically, all we really know is that it's going to be good for long-range engagements, and it's going to have less bullet drop than the other ones. And I'm assuming that what that also means is that it's going to travel a little bit faster as well. That would just kind of make sense. So it's going to get to your target faster as well, and so you're not going to have to, well, first of all, compensate as much for bullet drop, but not lead your target as much as well. I mean, really, the crossbows, ammo types are all going to have a significant amount of bullet travel time, considering that they're an arrow and they're not an actual bullet. But I'm assuming that this one is going to have a little bit less. So that's really all of the new information about the crossbow. But then DICE has also kind of given us some more information about the new game mode Scavenger. And if you're not aware of what this game mode is, it's basically Conquest, but everyone starts off with basically a pistol, a knife, and a grenade, I believe. And and the goal of it is to first of all capture the points on, capture the objectives, but also try to get better weapons on the battlefield that are kind of scattered around everywhere. But the new information that we now know about is that there's different tiers for these weapons. So the tier 1 is basically your SMGs or your personal defense weapons, and those can kind of be found on the outskirts of the map where you can kind of feel safe to go after those. But the highly prized ones, like the assault rifles, are going to be like out in the open or in places that have a lot of traffic on them. So it's going to kind of be a risk-reward system. So if you want to get the best weapons on the map, you're going to have to run out in the open to try to grab them. Or if you want to be a little bit more conservative and just use the SMGs, you can find those on the outskirts and be a lot safer going for those. So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that game mode. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, that's basically all of the new information that has been released. But before I go, I would love to know what you guys think about this new stuff. Let me know in the comment section below. But if you guys enjoyed today's video or you just want to support my channel, I always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. But until next time, guys, have a good one and take it easy.